unpopular opinion. If you see those get a motorcycle for as little as 300 shillings per day, people run. That is just my opinion, and I will tell you why. Just a minute to introduce myself, however. Hi, I am Leleti, and here we talk about money and general lifestyle issues. If this is content that you would love to consume, then kindly consider subscribing and hit the notification button. If you are a returning subscriber, thank you and welcome back to my channel. Remember to like, share and comment on the comment section. There are so many shops that are opening up. They are lenders and they are giving out tuk-tuks and motorcycles, and the rates go for as little as 300 shillings per day. This seems so achievable and so available and possible for the ordinary mwananchi, but on the flip side, there's a lot that you are not aware of. So why am I against them? Also, disclaimer, this is just my opinion and please do not take it as financial advice. Make your inquiries and do your own research. So first and foremost, there are things that are not told upfront before you while they are advertising for this kind of things. First and foremost, there is the deposit that you're supposed to give upfront, and that ranges for between a minimum of 15,000 and 70,000 upfront. The other thing is the period of the repayment. Yes, it is 300 per day, but for how long? So I took it upon myself to go into one of these shops and do an inquiry and see how it goes. So I was looking for that one for 300 shillings per day, but unfortunately they did not have it. And the lady that was operating made it very clear that she cannot sell it to me cash. She has to give me a loan. So let's do our calculations. The one that was available, you'd be required to pay a deposit of 15,000 and then daily payments of 405 shillings. This again seems very much attainable. So let's calculate how much this would total to. So 400, this would be payable in 2 years. So for 405 shillings times 365 days for 1 year is 147,825. You would be required to pay this for 2 years. So times 2 is equal to 295,650 shillings. Then there is a deposit of 15,000 shillings, which now totals to 310,650 shillings for the motorcycle. I don't remember the make, the model, I don't know about motorcycles, but I think it was not a Boxer, I think it was a Sacco. I am not sure. Let me not state and be wrong. But for the 2 years repayment, if you were to adhere to the payment plan and complete your payments, then you would end up paying 310,650 shillings. There are other options, like if you wanted to pay within 1 year, I don't know if it was 1 year or 1 year and 6 months, you would be required to pay 70,000 upfront and 570 per day. Yes, it was for 1 year. So this one for 1 year, you would pay 570 per day times 365, and that is 208,050 shillings plus the 70,000 deposit upfront. If you're taking that for 1 year, you are to pay 70,000 deposit upfront. So now that totals to 278,050 shillings. As it is with all lending institutions, the shorter the period, then the less the amount, because the other one was 310 to pay in 2 years, and this one is 278. The difference is about 32,000 if you are to choose 1 year. Now, why am I against this? Well, it is it is not that I'm against, but my reasons for you not to make this your first choice is, I asked how much it would cost to buy the same motorcycle cash, which she again stated that she was not going to pay to sell to me cash on cash basis. But she told me that the motorcycle would cost me 127,000 shillings cash. So the 278,000 minus 127,000, there is 151,000 on top. There is another motorcycle within that one year. You bought them another motorcycle plus. You hear? But if you are to take the 310, which is the 2 years, you would have paid 183,000 more. Well, because this is like a higher purchase kind of a thing, you are required to pay an interest, which is understandable. But the rate here is more than 100%, which is exorbitant, and yeah, it is almost some form of extortion. So if you were to pay this, why would you choose this? So what other options am I giving you now that I am saying don't go for this option? The first option that I would advise is that you continue doing what you're doing. If you have a money generating activity, continue doing it and join a Sacco. A Sacco whereby you have other friends in it, people who can guarantee you for a loan, because if you are to join a Sacco alone, then it would be of no help to you. So join a Sacco in which you have friends, or in a place where there's a potential for you to make friends who can guarantee you a loan. So you keep working wherever you're working or doing whatever activity you are doing that is generating you money. Then save in a Sacco up to 50,000. When you have reached the 50,000 shillings or shares, then you are eligible to get a loan of 150,000 shillings. So when you have attained the 50,000 shares, request for a loan of 3 times your shares, which is 150, which will be enough for you to buy a new motorcycle at 127,000 or less, and to be able to get insurance, and you can start working immediately. If you are to earn, for example, they say that a motorcycle will get you a minimum of 600 shillings per day. 600 shillings per day, then put away the 300 shillings as though you had taken a loan from those people who pay 300 per day. Send it through your M-Pesa, because Saccos and everything else these days they have linked their accounts to M-Pesa payments, so you can simply send the 300 daily to the Sacco, and at the end of the month you will have paid 9,000 shillings if you are to work daily. I am sure when they are calculating for you for your repayment, and maybe you can put this at 2 years so that you have ease of payment, you will be paying about between 6,500 and 8,000, which is much less than what you would have been paying if you were to take from those people. Because if you're paying 405 shillings daily, then you will be paying over 12,000 monthly. On the other hand, you will be paying about between 6,500 and 8,000 in a Sacco, and you have the ability to pay more, because if you are to send 300 daily, then you will be sending more than that, and therefore you will be able to pay your loan in a shorter period of time with less interest. Option number 2, you can opt for, if let's now assume that you do not have an income generating activity, so you are not getting money that you can be able to save. So what you can do, and you really want to get, we are working with a motorcycle business, you can look for someone who has a motorcycle already but they do not have a rider. You can take it from them, like, you know, the arrangement, the way it is, they give you the motorcycle, and then you are supposed to give them 300 shillings, and then you're supposed to give them 300 shillings per day. So let's say that you are making the 600 per day, the motorcycle, the way they say that you make a minimum of 600, you give the owner of the motorcycle their 300 and you retain your 300. but because you are a business minded person and you are a champ, you can opt to work more hours and find another 200 shillings on that day. Work more hours, because the goal is for you to have your own motorcycle so that you can keep the entire 600 for yourself or more, or maybe you can give it to someone else to work for you and give you the daily payments, and when you have, and then later you can sell the motorcycle for cash and take that as your profit. So the hours that I am asking you to work more, like let's assume that someone is employed in Nairobi and they're living at Thika. This person will need to be up by around 4, so that they are able to be in town by 8. So by 5:30 they are already on their way. Let's assume that they are working in an office, so they 8 to 5. So they leave work at 5 and start their way back, so they'll be home around 8. So instead of working 8 hours like office people, spend the entire time, work from 5 to 8, and you have your extra hours there. You'll still get your 8 hours of sleep, like someone who has been going to, like you'll just be like operating like a normal person working in town. You'll still get your 8 hours of sleep, you'll get your monies, and you'll be able to get more than the 200 shillings. Now the 300 you've given the owner of the motorcycle, and 300 you're using for your basic needs and for your daily consumption. And now let's assume for your extra hours you have earned 200 shillings. Let's not push it, let's just say it's 200 shillings. Don't spend these 200 shillings. Now open a Sacco account, be a member of a Sacco. As we have said, go back to option 1, save. And in a year's time you'll have saved around 72,000 or thereabouts, but you'll have saved more than 50,000. And now you can revert to option 1 and request for a loan from your Sacco and buy a motorcycle, your own motorcycle, now cash. So the problem with working for those people is that you'll be required to pay your 300 shillings, whether it's raining, it's sunny, whether you're sick, whether you're dying. They'll require the money daily, failure to which you'll be deemed as a defaulter and they shall repossess. The motorcycle will then be sold for cash to other people, which now is a loss to you because you have paid the installments you have paid. Yes, you have used it for that period, but if you are making around 600 shillings per day and you are paying 400 shillings, then obviously you don't have much left. And this is why people come home stressed and angry, because like you are working so hard but you don't have anything to show. You have responsibilities at home, you are doing the most, but like this, it's not balancing. Life is just not balancing. I am wishing you all the best. Obviously this is not gospel truth, so just go do your own research, do make your own inquiries and see what works for you, because you will be the one working, you will be the one paying. So if it still works for you, that's fine, but if it's not working for you, maybe you can consider these options. But what you should not forget is to subscribe, to like and share, and also you can share your comments on the comment section. Let me know what you think, whether you are in favor of such loans and whether you are a beneficiary. Thank you, and I'll see you on the next one.